Hi, I'm Doug Scott and I'm 61 years old.
Hi, I'm Laura Scott. I'm Doug's wife of 24 years. I'm a CNA and I work at St. Alphonsus Regional Medical Center. It was last July 25th, 2008. Doug was driving home from work at about 10 p.m. when he suffered 2 strokes. One of the strokes affected his memory and his speech. The other stroke affected his balance and his coordination. Doug began losing control of his car and he began swerving. A police officer noticed this and pulled him over. Doug's stroke symptoms were now so severe that he was accused of driving under the influence.
I didn't know I was having a stroke. I didn't even know that there was anything wrong with me. But I was having trouble speaking and remembering things.
3 blood alcohol tests were run, but each one came up 0.00, no alcohol was found. They also did a field sobriety test, but because of his stroke, he was not able to pass it.
And then they put me in jail.
His stroke was so severe that his memory was affected. He couldn't remember his own phone number, his address, what year it was, or even where he was at the time.
But then I remembered my home phone number.
I was at work when I got the phone call at 3 a.m. and I knew something wasn't right because Doug doesn't drink. I went to the jail, but they wouldn't allow me to see him. They described some of his symptoms and I started suspecting signs and symptoms of a stroke. And when I told the jail personnel that I thought he was having this stroke and he needed some medical care, they just laughed it off.
I didn't know why I was in jail. I didn't know anything was wrong with me. And when I was released, I still didn't recognize Laura at first.
When I was finally able to bail Doug out of jail, it was around 7 a.m. the next morning. I took him immediately to St. Alphonsus Primary Stroke Center, where the 2 strokes were confirmed by the doctors there. At that particular time, he was having confusion. He had a memory loss. He was having trouble speaking, and he had impaired motor coordination and balance.
The stroke left me unable to work for about 6 months. It took 7 months, but they finally dropped the drunk driving charges against me.
I firmly believe that if Doug had gotten immediate medical treatment at St. Alphonsus instead of going to jail, he wouldn't have been left with these residual damage that is now permanent. Many of these problems would have been resolved. I'm doing this story because I feel it is extremely important for people to know and recognize the signs and symptoms of stroke in their loved ones, and especially all first responders should know the signs and symptoms of stroke.
St. Alphonsus Rehabilitation Services, it helped me to work and helped me to speak. And now I'm working again thanks to STARS.